he's facing tough polling numbers. There's the threat of Arab Americans and younger Americans abandoning him over his support for Israel. I mean, you talk to some Arab Americans and they say no matter what he does now, they would never vote for
Yeah.
him. And then there's also some troubling trends in certain demographics that voted for him big in 2020. Do you think that his, knowing that you having covered elections before, having a good grasp of the polling, do you think that his reelection prospects are in big trouble right now?
I don't think so. I mean, there's sort of a conventional wisdom. Oh, you talk to people around Washington. Well, are you getting ready for the next Trump administration? And I'm
Right.
like,
He's
wait a
10
minute. We
points
haven't
down
had
in all
the
the
election.
swing states. And yeah,
We haven't had the election yet.
right.
And I will say you don't underestimate how much people dislike Donald Trump. His negatives are extremely high. There are just some people who are never going to get over January 6th. There are many Republicans, and if you look at the Nikki Haley Republicans and the percentage, people talk about, oh, these states where Joe Biden is losing a certain percentage of votes, blah, 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 blah. I mean, if you look at that's phenomenon's also happening with Trump, and to some degree, it's worse in how it's happening in some of these states. So I do think Trump has his work cut out for him, and the way he's conducting himself out on the campaign trail, praising January 6th rioters as hostages, talking about poisoning the blood of our country. How does that at all help him with suburban female voters outside of Philadelphia, Atlanta, Detroit, and so on? I just don't see it. And he's not going to change course. I've covered him for too long. He is not, there's just no, you could get a vice presidential candidate that can soften him around the edges and so on. I don't see any of that occurring. The one thing that could hand the election to Donald Trump is the RFK Jr., you mentioned him earlier, candidacy, Cornel West, Jill Stein. You add up those votes in a place like Wisconsin, it could be enough, 6,500 votes, something like that. Boom, Donald Trump wins the state of Wisconsin, and it becomes a really dark night for Joe Biden and the Democrats. That's not beyond the realm of possibility. It's not far-fetched at all.